Hello and welcome to another Zero Bucks Given podcast here in Legacy Studios in Galway. My last podcast that I done with a very good man, Michael McCarthy, got a lot of attention and 90% of it was very good. Thank you so much for all the feedback that we got here in the studio and on the pages on the podcast. I enjoyed it. Most people enjoyed it. So thank you so much, guys, and thank you so much for all the traction that came with it, all the comments. Now, in saying that, I did get a few comments by the vast minority that maybe didn't appreciate me taking on someone like Michael. Now, I took Michael as I found him, a very centred and a gentleman from the west of Ireland. Some people may have thought that he has extreme right views. I thought he was more towards the centre. And that's the thing about podcasting and content creation and society in general. I think it's very important that we listen to all sides, both sides. If I had someone on here that everyone agreed with, what a boring conversation that would be. So I think everyone deserves a platform. And thank you so much as well for giving me the opportunity to bring people on this platform. And of course, tonight I am joined with a very special guest, a very good friend of mine that might just centre things up a tad. It is a pleasure to introduce on someone that I know for a few years now and I've done previous podcasts with, but it's been a while since we had a chat. That is Morris from the Long Acre.
Oh, you're on, Steve.
Morris.
It's good to be back.
Yes, indeed it is.
As always, we do be linking in all the time now and again through socials and on WhatsApp for now. Voice note.
This is the longest it's been since we done a podcast or met up in person. So it'll be interesting, a conversation.
Of course.
Did you listen to the podcast that I done with Michael?
I did, yeah. I got to listen to a good bit of Michael's podcast. I thought it was very good. Really enjoyed it. It's great to hear the truth out there.
Yeah, well, that's what it's all about. The truth or and a view and an opinion, which everyone is entitled to have.
Or agree with or is it wrong.
Yeah. Well, that's it. That's it. Just because you don't agree with something doesn't mean that it's not right or wrong. You have to debate these things out.
Yeah.
And when the majority is saying, yes, this is how it is, you kind of have to think to yourself, if you disagree with it, maybe I need to change the thinking just a little bit.
Exactly.
But anyways, how has life been?
Mighty.
Yeah.
It couldn't be great. It couldn't be better. We're here. We're in the good of our health.
Yes.
What more would you want?
That is very true.
Not much has changed in the grand scheme of things, but yet everything has changed since the first time you and me ever sat down.
Yes.
We were
how long ago was that?
It's nearly 4 or 5 years ago you and me sat down first.
That was in the bar, wasn't it?
That was in the bar above Mayo. You and me, Chris, and French toast on the laptop.
Oh, was French toast?
Yeah, we zoomed them in.
Yeah. That's right. Now, for anyone, I definitely haven't mentioned the bar here on any of these podcasts. The bar was like a she-bean that my father built over the lockdown, and it was a great setup.
It was serious setup.
It had two taps, and it had the whole bar, like an L-shaped bar, at a fireplace, the whole works. So it was a proper bar, like, and we set it up as a studio, and we had a couple of lovely guests on, no more than yourself, and that was a great story. I'd never met you before that.
No,
I'd seen you online. I thought I share a lot of values and opinions with this man, so we'll bring him up. And for the sake of a future podcast, I do intend to bring people on the podcast that I don't share the same values with and same, because I want to balance it up. I don't want to be hypocritical and not give other people platforms. So I have plans to bring people with alternative views to myself as well. But then you told, and I want to dive it back into that again, because my viewers now will probably be different viewers to the Dead Hedgehogs or some of them anyway. So we'll go back to the beginning.
Yeah. Well, I think even we could say, I remember, I think the time you reached out to me, it was because of the type of content I was doing at the time, which was a lot of photography. It was just a photo, and I was doing, we'll say, philosophical type writings.
Yes.
Poetic type writings. That's what I used to do a lot of. I actually very, very seldomly at that time was doing any speaking.
Yes.
And when I was only after becoming public at that stage with the page.
Yes.
Whereas before that was an anonymous page.
Yeah.
And I think I remember the time actually what you reached out was, it was a photo of my hands.
Yes.
and they were especially greasy and black, and there was blood coming out of my knuckles. And
I don't know where you're going with that for a
yeah,
second.
it was. I remember that particular post because you wrote out to me and you were like, Jesus, that speaks to all the men.
Yeah.
And it was just about, while I was doing a particular job at the time, there was a child and a mother standing beside me, and her comments to the son on, like, this is why you go to school, you don't want to be him.
Yes.
And I was writing about that, and the narrow-mindedness of that mother saying that to that child, like.
Yeah.
And it was about that, and that's why you reached out at the time. But, the whole thing changing after that.
Yeah. Was that? No, that was during COVID.
It would have been at the very start.
Yeah. Yeah.
But that was the time as well. I was also taking photos of other things. And
see, I'm a sucker for that romantic writing. Believe it or not, I know people think that I'm this ruffian from the west of Ireland. I am very romantic, patriotic.
Yeah. Artistic,
yeah. Autistic or artistic? Bit of both. Listen,
Autism.
No, I do love like looking back, nostalgia, the whole thing.
Yeah.
Big time romantic when it comes to that type of thing.
Yeah.
But it was a great podcast. You named yourself the Long Acre. Were you the Long Acre back then?
Yeah.
Oh, you were. Always. Yeah.
The page
but then it kind of went a little bit. It bumped up a little.
The page was always the Long Acre, and like, yeah. So we'll go from the get go if you want for your new listeners. Like, I bought the little farm that people know as the Long Acre in 2018.
Mm-hmm.
And it was one block of land that I bought, and then subsequently added to that because there was land became available beside it with a cottage. But when I set that up, I had family and friends looking to see what progress I was making with the land and what was I doing. And I said, look, I'm fed up sending you all WhatsApps. So I set up a separate Instagram page just for the land.
Yes.
I was a caveman when it came to social media. I was
nowhere,
like, a lot of people don't realize it because now it's a trend to become something on social media. Whereas I just set up a page for the family and I had 20 followers, and I was posting, done the ditch here, done a bit of drainage, put in this foundation, whatever, that sort of stuff. And it was open and I wasn't aware of that.
Yeah.
And it just started gradually building. And then I was taking good photos and different things, but I was still maintaining anonymity with the page.
Yes.
And I went from 20 followers to 150, and it just...
Yes.
I started talking behind the camera then. I used to explain what I was doing. I was like, people really find this really interesting, you know? And then, of course, the lockdowns came, and people, I suppose, if they weren't like myself, that had that opportunity to be outdoors, they were stuck indoors.
Yes.
And then they were watching the rest of us outdoors.
Of course.
So that's where it really excelled, because at the time I was lucky. I still had employment because my job was deemed essential, but we were on basically half days. So it was great. You could come home there about to have 2-3 o'clock in the day, and I could work on the land, whether it was planting or working on the pond or doing, whatever it was, and vlog it. And like, all these people are obsessed with this stuff.
They are, because people love things that they can't have, or they desire at that time.
Yeah.
It's the same with creamy pints.
It is, yeah.
There's something aesthetically beautiful about a creamy pint. There's something aesthetically beautiful about a cow in a field, in a nice lush green field. I put it to you this way, and this is a tip for people on social media, anyone that wants to get into social media. If you can have nice bright colours or something aesthetically nice and a camera, the platforms push it. It's as simple as that. And because they know that people's eyes are drawn to it. If you put a cow in a field in July or August, and the grass is lovely and lush and green, and all the trees have leaves, and the sun is high in the sky, and the skies are blue, and then you take another picture of the exact same cow in the exact same place in January, I can guarantee you that the summer one could get hundreds of thousands of it. So that's just the way nature is.
That thing as well, that I was saying to people, you can implement what I'm doing here at a small scale in your garden. Whether that's planting the wildflower seeds, planting veg, you want to put in a very small pond in your garden. I was doing DIY projects, I was showing things and saying everything as well in a layman's term, while regularly touching on what was going on in the world.
Yes.
And also putting up videos at checkpoints when I was saying, this is my passport, this entitles me to travel this country, let me pass. So you had the bit of both. And I suppose I was like, the friction at the time was unbelievable. Friends, family, like, you were disowned, like.
Well, see, that was the whole thing. It was the division of lockdown. When it didn't make sense, some people will take that and they will say, "Oh, we have to do it this way." But then some other people have a different way of thinking, and you're like, "Well, this doesn't make any sense. So why am I doing something that doesn't make sense?"
There was a lot of bandwagon hoppers when it got safer to be opposing. I was a day one, day dot.
That's right.
This is not. And I laid out what was going to happen in those few years. Not exactly, but I touched on a lot of key things that have happened since.
Yes.
And, you know, there's people who listened to me and people didn't listen to me. And, you know, fair play to the people who didn't listen to me but have come to me since and say, "I'm sorry, I didn't listen to you."
I'm just about to ask that question. Did any of them people that didn't listen to you ever come back and say, "Do you know what, we should have listened"?
And you know what, they're coming back now and they're like, "Do you know where I can go to get a detox treatment done? Or can I rectify some of the health issues I'm having?"
Okay.
You know, stuff like that. And the difference was as well, I found about that whole situation at the time, they had a hatred for me for disobeying, for having the strength that they didn't have. But I didn't hate them. I pitied them for the damage that I could see was about to be done to them.
Yeah.
And that's the difference, I think. And if you want to break it down to a right and a left thing, you can if you like. But at the end of the day, I have empathy for them that they wouldn't have for me.
And we mentioned that on Michael's the last podcast as well. There seems to be a lacking of empathy and sympathy from people that went through that, whereas it is in abundance with people that maybe seen what was going on.
There are people out there that do a lot of stuff online for click, for likes, for you know, satisfaction, gratification, all them things. Believe me when I say this, you do not go against the grain for a benefit to anyone other than trying to help someone or do something like that.
Yeah.
It's of no benefit to yourself.
No, none.
It closed every door possibly imaginable in my life, whether, as I said, it was friends, it was family, it could have been, you know, work commitments, it was all them things. I couldn't have made my life any more difficult.
Yeah.
You know, before I went out and committed genocide, I couldn't make anyone hate me more than I made them hate me at the time.
Plus, when you do content like that, and if your page does grow big, you are cutting yourself off from no one wants to. No sponsorship deals or anything like that.
Like I'd lose followers. Like I remember often there was days there when I do a certain thing.
Yeah.
Whether it was the checkpoint, whether it was a post, I'd lose 3,500 followers in a day.
Yeah. You don't want. I don't want to sound, because I value every follower that I have. You don't need followers like that. They're not followers.
You're losing nothing.
Yeah.
And I kept driving that home to people at the time as well. With your friends and with your family, you've lost nothing. You've lost dead weight. That's all it is.
Yeah.
And where I am at this point in my life is I compare every friendship to, would I bring you rock climbing? And what I mean by that is, don't bring somebody rock climbing that you think will cut your rope.
Okay.
And unless you fall into that category with me now, you are at the 2 meter distance from me at all times.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
That's a great way of putting it.
Don't associate with anyone. Don't hang around with anyone, and don't tell nobody anything that you wouldn't go rock climbing with.
Yeah.
If you think they'd cut your rope, because I guarantee you, when the pressure comes on people, they'll cut your fucking rope. And I seen that with everyone.
That's not a left or a right thing. That's a life.
That's life. That's a life thing.
And
I learned that the wrong way too many times.
People need to remember that when it boils down to it, arguing on the internet with complete strangers isn't real life.
No.
Reality is what you're just after explaining there.
Yeah.
When it comes down to it, who your friends are, who your contacts are that you could rely on when the shit does hit the fan.
Yeah.
That's what it boils down to, and your family.
I remember particularly at that time, do you remember they were looking for people nearly to identify people that were misbehaving, people not complying with lockdown and stuff like that. And I was like, I had no problem thinking at the time, my own friends and family are going to rat me out for a pound, like, if there was money in it.
Yeah.
I was fully aware of that though. I was like, this is becoming like Nazi Germany. Do you know?
It's the whole divide and conquer.
Yeah. But people didn't see that at the time.
But they still don't see it.
No, they don't see it now. They just don't understand I don't know what you call it, systemic programming that was going on at that time has set the precedence for where we are today.
Okay.
You know, and anyone, I love hearing people saying, oh, look, I done it because I wanted to go for a pint, or I done it because I wanted to go on holidays, or my family made me do it. I wouldn't do it again. You will. You already folded once.
Yes.
Those friends, it's like a lad saying to you, oh, my girlfriend cheated me, but she's not going to do it again.
Yeah.
Funny, bud.
Yeah.
You keep believing that.
Yeah.
Yeah. No. Anyone who folds once will always fold. They're weak.
Yeah.
And there's no point associating with weak people. And you definitely don't want them within your friend circle with things that are that serious
Okay.
for your better well-being.
And something to really think about in life.
Yeah.
When it boils down to it, they're people that you don't need.
Yeah, no.
Not going to benefit your life.
They're fair.
any.
They're fair weather friends.
Yeah.
That's what they are.
But we all have acquaintances. We all have acquaintances.
It's nice to have acquaintances
Okay,
and friends.
yeah,
Be able to
yeah.
go for, if you want to go for a night
Have the
out with
crack,
the boys, like you're going to have a couple of lads there that you're friends with them because I'm friends with you.
Yeah.
But I don't really like them, but you tolerate them, and you know that as well. And it's playing the game,
And that's going to sound very harsh to some people, but we probably have more of them, or I'll go for a pint with them,
Yeah.
friends, than I'm really stuck. I'm going to ring
Yeah.
Morris, or I'm going to ring David, whatever. So,
But have you noticed in the last 2 or 3 years, people's friendships and relationships, family dynamics, have all gotten less strong?
I'm going to say something here, and I've said it in a few different podcasts, and I said it on the show I was on TV during the summer. Whatever it is with my family, we're just a strong unit anyway, and I know that how blessed I am to have the mother, father, sisters, aunts, uncles, cousins, even my grandmother, such a strong grain of family unity all the way through.
Yeah.
Always has done, and I can't see that never
best
change.
lesson in the world.
Yeah, I know.
But what I was kind
And
of
I'm
more,
blessed.
what I was kind of more getting at is, you'll know from listening to people. A lot of people saying, "Oh, that friend just stopped talking to me."
Yeah.
There. Or,
Oh yeah.
I hear an awful lot of that in the last 2 years off people, and there was a massive disconnect from all that time period because you weren't seeing people, because it was just on the phone you were connecting, and people have gotten very separated, very disconnected. I don't know, is that something you heard or you've noticed? But like, people would want to start taking stock of that a bit.
I've seen it in families. Never mind in friends.
And I don't even mean arguments.
Yeah.
Just drift.
Yeah.
Society is pulling away from itself culturally and everything, because we're starting to lose what was our bond.
Yeah. Is that in an Irish bond or an Irish? Okay.
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm getting down
Okay.
to.
Okay.
A little bit. Yeah.
It's been diluted.
Yeah.
Would that be a good word for
Yeah,
it?
it would be. Yeah. Sure, like you know yourself, you can be everything in Ireland but Irish.
Yeah. Well, and more it seems.
And you can be everything in the world but a man.
Yeah. Well,
That's a straight white man.
I think I still believe that whole thing will turn around again. And I don't want to be hating on non-white straight men or non-white straight women. If you're sound, you're sound. I don't care. I don't care who you are. And if you want to be whatever you want to be, fair enough. But don't try and push it on other people. No. And don't try and push an agenda.
Will we curl back to where we was before we went down that road?
Yeah, we will. We will, before it gets really before I said I was going to ask you this. Explain. We'll go back to the Long Acre. We'll flowery it up
It's
a bit.
typically you and me. We went off down that road.
I know.
We're reversing now.
The Long Acre itself. Explain the Long Acre, the name.
The Long Acre, if you were to Google it, means for livestock to graze the grass on the verge of the road.
Okay.
Right. And they'd say, that person grazes the Long Acre, as in they're on the road, they're kind of hares in the wind.
Okay.
Some people call them free grazers or freeloaders in other ways. There's
I thought it had a tie to like travellers at the time.
It would have been. Some people would say that they live on the Long Acre.
Right.
Because the Long Acre is everlasting.
Yes.
Right?
Yes, I get you.
Whereas for me, my meaning...
You just move on up the road a little bit.
For my meaning, when I bought the Long Acre, when I settled down, that was home. So to me, that was the end of the Long Acre, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
I had basically lived out of a backpack for the best part of 10 years. From when I left home at about 17, I went to college. I had a bag and I never really unpacked it. Yeah. That sounds bad. Like, obviously I was washing the clothes, everything. I was doing all. But to me, I wouldn't ever unpack till I was ground, like the roots were in the ground.
Okay. I get you.
And my life has always been a thing of finding home, because I suppose, although I was raised in a very good home, best of family, blessed with a mother and father, I was adopted when I was a baby.
Yeah.
And no matter what you do, no matter how you're treated, whatever, you're always going to have a slight disconnect and that want of finding home.
Yeah.
It's there subconsciously.
Was it there?
Always there.
did you know, and refresh my memory, did you know you were adopted? When
I
did you
did,
find
yeah,
out?
from the get-go.
From
yeah.
the get-go?
From the get-go, like from as young as you could comprehend it.
Okay.
I always use this example. My mother always said, I'm your mother, but I'm not your tummy mother.
Okay.
That was the way she explained it, you know?
Beautiful.
And always very transparent. They were so transparent with us growing up. You know,
Oh my God, that's beautiful.
so like
Yeah.
I was like my biological parents were two Irish people from Tipperary.
Yeah.
It's always important to say they're two Irish people because people notice my sallow skin, you know. I'm often told I'm
Yeah, you
Romanian
did.
and God knows what. I always laugh when people say I'm racist. If people realise the
basically,
racism,
you're a black. You've just described yourself. You're a black itinerant.
half caste paddy. But yeah, it's funny actually. The amount of racism I have experienced in my life.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if I had the boys and like work lads in school and everything, like, it should be a fucking Romanian. Like, you know,
Yes.
where's that coming out? You know, but yeah. So I was born to a couple from Tip.
In Dublin.
No, I was
Okay.
born to a couple in Tipperary.
Okay.
And I was put up for adoption with the sisters in Limerick.
Okay.
And then I was adopted by two people who were living in Dublin.
Okay.
And so my adopted mother and father, like the nicest people ever, they were I think they were married maybe 10 years before they got myself and my sister. Because obviously they've been trying for kids and stuff and
That just didn't happen.
just didn't happen.
So they no biological
yeah.
kids.
And you know what? The way I look at them things, and because I've met other parents that have adopted children and stuff like that, you can see that the ones who can't have kids, there's something beautiful there that like they have so much to give a child that they have the ability to rear someone else's.
Yeah.
Do you get what I mean?
It takes a special type of person.
A very special type of person. And, you know, so like they...
And I do know that people say that you'll never have that bond that you have from...
Bollocks.
Yeah. I was just about to say, some mothers just never connect.
Yeah.
Like so very, very few.
I know plenty of people who were reared and, you know, kept by the parents that had them.
Yeah.
And you'd see them, they have no connection.
No connection.
And like I call them, they're my mum and dad.
Mm-hmm.
They'll always be my mum and dad. They couldn't do enough for us.
Yeah.
You know, and our family, like both sides of the family, always treated us no different than anyone else.
Did you ever feel that you got extra attention?
Oh God, no.
No.
I've been the black sheep of the family literally since I was day one. I've always been, I won't say troublesome. Like I was a nice, lovely little child if you were to talk to my mother or my auntie.
Yes.
But I was always like, why?
Divilment.
I was always like, why? I was always the why person.
Okay.
You know, like do this, why? Same with teachers. Any sort of form of authority was why.
Yeah.
I think that's a question a lot of people don't have nowadays. Like,
yeah. Or they're afraid. Okay. They're either afraid the answer.
Yeah.
Or they're just not bothered.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, until it's too late.
Yeah. You know, like, I'm not one of those people. That's not all about me and that's not my story. I'm not like, everything that went wrong in my life is because I'm adopted. Like, you'll hear a lot of people that will fixate on one part of their life and that's the excuse they use.
But you're saying it's not.
It's not.
Yeah.
It doesn't hold you back. Like, no different than, you know, children that have other issues growing up or anything like that.
What was you said sister?
Yeah, I have an adopted sister as well.
Adopted sister.
So she was adopted from another family as well. And like, you have to remember, you're going back to Ireland in the, you know, early 90s in my case.
Yes.
Late 90s in her case. Ireland was still a very much different place.
Oh yeah, 100%. The difference 25, 30 years has made is
like the jump
incredible.
We've made socially and culturally is bananas in that amount of time.
I think the Celtic Tiger, for all the good it brought, I think it made an absolute...
Around it.
Yeah. Yeah. I think we didn't expect it so quickly.
No. I think the nicest part of Ireland finished maybe 2005-ish.
Yeah.
That's where I'm at. Like that was my childhood, you have to remember.
Yeah.
But like, I think after that, it just started excelling
crazy years
too quickly.
We were the richest country in Europe.
Yeah.
And on paper, we still are, but we all know that's fake.
So like, but that's where the Long Acre, I suppose, came to me, that it was a journey. Life is a journey. Not to be one of those cliche, like, health guru people, but like, life is a journey to me.
We don't mind that guru stuff as long as it's in small doses, if that makes it. Like, everything is a balance.
Yeah. So like, that was where the Long Acre came out. I found home, I made home. Funnily enough, brought me full circle back to where I'm actually from.
Yes.
So like,
was that by choice?
It wasn't. It was the way everything landed out. Prior to that, I'd been living in Galway, just out near Mount Bellew there for a long time. Like,
okay. Did you go to the school there?
Yeah, I was in college. was in the Ag College there.
Oh, yes, that's right.
And I'd lived on and off, like I'd been in Montpellier, gone away from it, lived abroad, a few different things. Everything always brought me back to Montpellier.
Okay.
I tried buying little farms up around there and just never, I'd always get outbid or there was some problem and you could clearly see the doors were being kept closed for me.
Okay.
I wasn't a stay there. And I was just browsing really late one night and I went back through every article. Like I was just looking for land anywhere. Because the way I always say is, everybody has their dream and they say, oh, I can't fulfill my dream. But it's like, are you willing to make the dream?
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, wherever the place is, I'll go to it. If the opportunity is right, it'll all line up and this will happen. And I found that plot of land and it had been up for sale for like 2 years.
That's a great belief.
Yeah. Like I have people message me all the time, oh, I want to do what you do, but like there's nowhere for sale around me. Well, then go to where it's for sale. Do you want it or do you not?
Mm-hmm. So when that, firstly, before we get into that, did you ever meet your biological parents?
Yes, I have, yeah. I met
well, I knew the answer to that, but I wanted to.
Yeah, no, we can briefly touch on it. I met them, had relations with them for a while. Never had any relations with my father.
Mm-hmm.
I had relations with my mother and look, there's a lot of water under the bridge. We don't have a relationship now. And you can see when you sit back from things like that, you go, I understand why the divine put me elsewhere in life.
Okay.
You know, you can see things like that. You can see how you're better off. Like,
right, okay.
You know, there's all them sort of things.
You're at peace with that?
Yeah, very much.
I'm going to ask this question, and this is probably a personal question, and you don't have to answer it if you want. Did you ever feel, because you were adopted, as I've heard from other people that were adopted, that the sense of why me? Why not me? Abandonment? In any stage? Not
really, no. No, because my adopted parents really secured to me. You were given up out of love.
Mm.
You know, they were never in any sense of like putting down the people who had me.
Okay.
There was never any of that.
Yes. Sound like great people.
Great people. You know, because you hear other stories where they're like, oh, you know, you're lucky to be here.
Yeah.
That kind of thing.
They handled it very well.
Yeah, not like that. And never put them down or anything. And I know like they would have met my mother at the time.
Okay.
And, you know, they had to be sure she was happy with their decision and she was happy with their decision. That's how that all rolls out.
It's a bit like as well, people that are giving out about partners and breaking up with partners and I never liked him anyway. He was never do that because in 2 years' time they could be back together again and now you know. Yeah. But anyway, that's just a life thing.
But it's what was quite interesting about that whole thing was when I went about trying to find them. You get no help from Tusla or any of them crowds. And they don't like that. Yeah. They really don't.
More I'm hearing about that particular.
We won't even go into that. Yeah,
that's a whole podcast on its own. No. It's nuts.
They didn't want that happening.
Okay.
So I remember when I was 17, I contacted the adoption agency. And interestingly enough, my caseworker, I was her first ever adoption case she put through.
Mm-hmm.
And I was going to be then her first one she ever closed.
Okay.
Right? So you'd think like this would be like an achievement, happy ending, this sort of shit. Like, oh God, no. So I rang her up when I was 17. She goes, well, actually the law changed 2 months ago. You have to be 18 now. So I was like, oh fuck. So I had to wait another year.
All right.
18 came, contacted her and I said, well, I said, you said to contact you a year later. All right. Oh, sure, we'll look into that now. And you need to prepare yourself, Morris. You know, all sorts of things happen. People move abroad, people pass away, and like really putting me off the trail of wanting to find her, you know? And subsequently dragged me along for about 2 years after that. No updates, can't find her, can't locate her, don't know where she is, da-da-da-da-da. You know, she mightn't want to meet you. Like, very bad now. Like, it was just regular.
She mightn't.
Yeah.
She doesn't want to meet you. Yeah. She mightn't.
Regular updates, when I say like every 4 months, she just ring me and just say, no, look, right. I had a book that I've had since the day of my adoption. It's like a diary they keep. Because
they keep.
Well, it starts the day you're born.
Okay.
Say so the nurses write in born at this time, yada yada. That then goes on to the caseworker. The caseworker gives it to the foster. You go through several foster while the process is going on.
Okay.
And so they're all writing in their details. But in this book, wherever her name was or address on it, that was all cut out.
Right.
Okay. I've had this book all my life. Again, remember, now I tried tracing, you know, like a kid traces a leaf for the imprint.
Yes.
I tried all sorts of things trying to
get
the
Why would they do that?
It's just mad Ireland, right? But as well as that, like, I understand it's part of they they deserve anonymity as well.
Yeah.
If they don't want you to ever find them. But there was a little Cowan Gate little piece of card in the front of the book where, again, her name and everything was cut out and it was stapled into the front. Feed this amount of powder every so many hours, yada, yada, yada.
Mm-hmm.
And one evening I was trying to get the stuff out, couldn't get it. And I fucked the book against the wall and this little slip fell out on its front.
Right.
With the back turned over. Here's her name and address and phone number on the back of it.
How? Where was it hiding?
The nurse had wrote it on it, this little slip. So it was stapled in that way.
Okay, but the back side of it.
Yeah, because I bust the book.
Yeah.
Out of anger, but her name and address was there.
Well, that was meant to be.
Yeah. And so I contacted her myself. Now, obviously, the address was wrong and the number was wrong, but I had a name and I had a location, so it's easy enough.
Okay, to go from there.
Social media.
Yeah.
And I took.
I mean, the address was wrong, as in it wasn't where she was anymore.
Yeah. And I remember because 3 accounts came up on social media, which is tricky because you're like, which one is it, you know?
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, I seen an image that didn't actually show her. It was just like a artistic style image of somebody hiking, we'll say. That has to be her. I have a feeling that's her. Even though I couldn't see what she looked like.
Yeah.
And I went a bit further. She had a business page. I rang the business phone about 3 times. I went, hung up. And eventually she actually rang back the number because probably like, why is this person ringing so much and not saying anything?
Mm.
And she just goes, I know who you are. Well, interestingly, because this brings back to that particular organization, they contacted her the week after I had contacted them originally.
Yeah.
And they were stringing her along.
Right.
They strung both of us along.
I don't understand.
But the best part of all this was that day when she rang me back, your one rang me an hour later and goes, we're just ringing to update you. We can't find her. I says,
all right.
I says, do you want her fucking mobile? I says, I have it there if you want. What? Your one went ballistic. You've no right to do this, that, and the other. I said, no, missus. I said, you've no fucking right to do that to me.
That's insane.
And she was telling me there was going to be a case of litigation put against me and all this sort of carry on. And I said,
find your mother.
I said, you want to lie down now? I said, shut your trap.
Yeah.
And I met her that day.
Your mother?
Yeah.
Or the caseworker?
No, if I met her now.
Yeah.
But yeah, I met her and met siblings and different things like that.
She went on to have more kids?
Yeah, she had kids previously to me as well.
Oh, right.
Yeah. So yeah, look, I've lovely sisters and a brother, and
brilliant.
They're all doing great in their own ways in life, you know, and they're all very happy. And I've nieces and nephews, and
yeah,
you know, you couldn't be happier for them all.
You've the best of both worlds.
Yeah. But
in Dublin, were you was the house in the country? Is it country Dublin or city Dublin?
It was city Dublin.
All right.
But my adopted mother was from the Midlands.
Okay.
And we spent an awful lot of time with her parents.
Yeah.
On the farm, and I'd moved there, and that's where everything.
The love for
that's just where it took.
Because I just can't see you in
nobody ever can. Yeah.
No.
I'm told my accent changes when I get cross, but other than that.
And that's not even from your social media. That's from knowing you and meeting you.
Yeah.
I just cannot. You know how you can picture some people.
I was never a city kid, ever. Just never. Like I was always country, and they could never understand as well. Like I just always had the affinity for the land, whether it was outdoors, farming, fishing, hunting. Like it just the land.
Speaking of hunting,
yeah,
you've been in a little bit of bother there on socials.
It was a bit of bother. Yeah, recently just. I haven't been putting up much content lately, and I was like, sure, I'll post what I've been up to lately. And I just posted.
Well, do you know what? Before we get into the hunting, why have you slackened off on the posting on the social media for your own peace of mind? I'd say more than anything.
Yeah, I've given up on them.
Yeah,
I have. Yeah, I've said all I've had to say.
Yeah,
people have contacted me lately. Why aren't you commenting on this? Why aren't you making a video about this? Like, what is the point? Like, I tried for 5 years. I told you where this trajectory could end up. We are there now. We will 5 years down the road, we'll really be there and an awful lot worse off. And you've sat there bickering in comment sections online. And you haven't made the conscious choice in your daily life to be ready for the scenarios that are coming down the line. And I always said to them, I said, look, live each and every day as though your very existence is an act of rebellion itself. And I said, not one took that to heart. And you're crying and cribbing now that, oh, well, how can we prep? How can we do this, that, and the other? I was like, I was telling you to do this 4 years ago. have an opportunity to be able to look after yourself.
Mm-hmm.
But that's kind of why I stopped doing stuff online. I always say, if you have to force it, it's going to be shit.
Yeah.
So you have to want to do it. You have to enjoy doing it.
Yes.
And I've just been busy enjoying myself.
Yeah.
I've
Do
been
you
out
still
fishing.
keep up? And I know you do, because I contact you.
Yeah, you do contact me about things.
Just to get your opinion on certain things. Do you keep up to date with what's going on?
Yeah, for the most part. Like, I kind of have 3-4 news channels that I log in and have a look at. And as I say, like, you look a bit to the left and a bit to the right and try and merge them in the middle as to what is the reality of, well, see, it's never reality, but the reality of what the propaganda is telling you.
Yeah.
That's kind of where I fall on it, you know?
Yeah. Critical thinking.
Yeah. Because a lot of people, like, you notice, like, people think I'm really far right.
Mm-hmm.
And I am in some ways. But for the most part, I'm a fairly level-headed, logical sort of thinking fella, like, you know, and people forget this.
Yeah.
And people are always that, well, if we don't agree, we have to be enemies.
Yeah, exactly. That's not the way it works. You can respect someone even though you can share a different opinion. I am tired. I'm going to give up.
Yeah.
I'm going to give up trying to comment back to people saying.
Well, you know, I don't, like.
Yeah.
People always find that strange. You could, like, I'm very seldom will I comment back.
Yeah. I keep myself up at night.
Yeah.
I remember doing a post, and it was just a simple post, thinking, do you know what? I'm going to comment about kneecap. It was 11:30 at night.
Yeah.
11:30 at night. I stayed up until 6 o'clock in the morning getting back to people.
And you're a bigger fucking idiot.
Yeah. I know I should have just dropped it. And I'm from now on, I'm going to do less. I'll do 10 comments back on the page, and after that, then I'm not going to bother.
Like, for the people that, like, I'd get an awful lot of messages, even though I haven't posted feck all in the last 6 months, I would get messages from old content.
Mm-hmm.
How dare you think this?
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, okay, you believe that your narrative of your understanding of the world should be out there,
mm-hmm.
right? So put it out there, but don't tell me about it.
Mm-hmm.
I've put my thought out there.
Yes.
I said, you want to have a bickering match with me because I don't think or speak what you want to hear.
Yeah.
Put it out there yourself, but don't tell me about it.
But they're actually contradicting their whole ethos.
By doing that. We accept everybody. We want everybody to be included. You don't want to include me. You only accept what you like.
And what you're being told to like.
Yes. Whereas the likes of myself, I accept you. I just choose not to listen to you. Like.
Yeah.
You can do it. You can live it. You can be it. That's fine. But you're not going to consume my world with it.
Yeah.
And I'm not certainly going to consume my brain thinking about you.
Yeah. It's like I said, if you want to be a unicorn, be a unicorn.
Be a fucking unicorn.
But just don't come to me and ask me to call you a unicorn.
I don't believe in mystical creatures. It's just the bottom line of it.
Yeah. No, I'd love if there was a unicorn, like a proper unicorn. And I'm sure, actually, I think there was a type of horse with that it came from mythical. But anyway, that's.
See, some site now to be out lamping and the lamps come onto a unicorn of all things.
There you go. So that's where we're going to go back to now. You've recently taken up your.
I got back into
an old hobby,
and I started to feel like, obviously I have the pond, and the pond to me was like planting an apple tree or a vineyard.
Yeah,
because I knew I wouldn't get the benefit for a good few years till the fish got bigger and like.
But that's actually the most content I miss. But the pond was unbelievable.
Yeah, like I love the pond, but like I go down. You know, I went down to the pond a lot there over the summer and had barbecues down there and sat out and fished and you know, the dogs and everything. It's just like, I had to keep reminding myself, I was like, this is all you ever wanted.
And that's on your own land, obviously.
Yeah, this is on my own land.
Yeah.
I was like, this is all I ever wanted.
Content.
And I've fucking done it and I have it.
Yeah.
And you have to really sometimes.
I still need to get down there myself and stay at night.
Like I have to remind myself, like, do you realize how lucky you are, like, and like to be happy? But like I can always say, and I was interested in Michael's chat with you, like, do you know about being content?
Yeah.
And I'm so fucking content.
Brilliant.
It kind of bothers me at times.
Does it help that you're in the country? That you're a country person? I think so too.
Yeah, definitely, because you don't have the same distraction and hustle, bustle and whatever. But like, if I was at home for 3 days and did not leave, it does not bother me.
Yeah.
And I love nothing better than, as I say, go down to the pond, go for a walk with the dogs, go fishing. And see, this is where like the left get very, and see, they can't relate to it. Whether it's fishing or hunting, or if you're into dogs or whatever your thing is, it's not about the act of what you do. It's in the doing.
Mm-hmm.
Like I have, and lots of fishermen could tell you, no fisherman cares about not catching a fish.
Be careful there, Alan Watts. That was beautiful.
Yeah.
Say that again.
No fisherman cares about it.
No. It's not in the act.
It's not in the act of it. It's in the act of doing it.
Yes.
Like it's like hunting. No hunter takes joy in the killing. They take joy in the hunt.
Yeah.
The ones who take joy in the killing are the one you want to be watching out for. Like,
yeah.
Do you know? The people who've never done it are so far disconnected from it that they think it is, savagery.
Savagery, yeah. But remember, we had to do it to survive.
We had to do it to survive. But this one again, back to when you understand what it is from a young age to go fishing with your dad and catch a fish, and your dad tell you that's your fish, you're going to kill it, and you're going to clean it, and you're going to cook it, and you're going to eat it. You are more connected to the world around you than any numpty with blue hair crying for Palestine. They can never, and they'll talk about ethos, and you see all these people that go out on these retreats, and I'm healing myself and I'm doing all this stuff, and I'm so connected to nature. You don't understand what nature is. You've never looked nature in the eye.
Yes.
And seen it fade and have a respect for it, appreciation for it.
Yeah.
It's one of those things, bar you've done it, you don't understand it.
Yeah.
And to be able to as well as that, it's to be able to have the ability, I know I have the full ability in the morning. This whole thing goes tits up. I'm fine. I'm not worried.
Yeah.
You don't have to have a gun or even a fishing rod. If you have an understanding of some of the things I would have an understanding of as to actually survive and have done it.
Yes.
Have gone and stayed out at 3 nights at a time with no tents and basically just a lighter and a flint.
You didn't have electricity in the house for a long time.
I lived for 2 years without electricity.
Yeah.
And
a no toilet either.
No toilet. Yeah. And I live off grid now, I have a solar system.
Wow.
But people used to think that was mad at the time, but it was short-term sacrifices for long-term gains.
Brilliant.
My whole ethos is to be as independent as possible. And why? Look, money is great. Unfortunately, in this world, you need lots of money to do anything, to have a family, to do all these things. But the thing is, if you spend your money wisely enough that you build a system around you and a lifestyle around you that would supplement not having to spend as much money, then you're living
self-containment.
Yeah.
You on about if things go tits up, at least I know how to look after myself and survive, and hopefully yours as well, including that.
You've seen it last year, there was people who had no electricity for 2.5 weeks.
Yes. Do you think it'll ever go that way? Is there a time we're going to think to ourselves, geez, we're no better than cavemen, we're living like cavemen now again?
I wouldn't say we're going to be like cavemen. I think if you are someone who has read on the likes of, Agenda 2030 and 2050 and things like this, you understand that the world as we know it is drastically changing. And you can see even in the last couple of months how drastically it's changed in regards governments and...
Very charged.
Yeah, everything's very charged up. Energy's very intense. We have a lot of very dangerous individuals in this country, whether you like technology or not. And it's not even that they're dangerous. They are coming from a survival environment. They've had to survive at home. Their instincts are a lot different than yours. This is nothing to do about race or colour. This is about environment.
Okay.
They're much more inclined in the do or die situation. Whereas Paddy would be fighting over toilet paper.
Oh, so you're talking about people that are coming into the country?
Well, I'm talking about male migrants. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
They stopped getting paid and housed.
Yeah.
How are you going to contain that situation?
That's my problem, and people don't understand that.
No.
It's human nature.
Yeah.
Especially when you're in groups.
You look at the likes of the riots that have gone on in America and the mess that went on during them. You look at, I think, probably one of the best examples of when you get an infrastructure collapse is probably like New Orleans. Remember the time of the big hurricane that went through there?
Yes.
The lawlessness that went on there in those weeks following.
That's right.
The vigilantism of people who had homes that were still intact, were okay. There was a lot of shooting went on there. If you go properly looking into it, there was people protecting their properties at all costs because the looting was unbelievable. Because you had gangs of young men. Because remember, it's survival of the fittest in that situation.
Yes, of course.
You're fighting for supplies and things like that.
Survival.
There's no cops. There's very little infrastructure. There's no rules, regulations, and it's too vast of an area to control anyway.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, there's a lot of leaked footage of guys shooting guys off their porch
Yeah.
because they were sneaking up on the property at night trying to come in and get food and whatever.
And worse than that went on. They opened up stadiums and that sort of thing.
Yeah.
And what went on in them was meant to be horrific.
It was horrific.
Especially for women.
Yeah, exactly. But see, that's what I'm coming back to, you know. And you, unfortunately, liberal white women have been their own worst enemy. Yeah. In the last 15, 20 years, they have been their own worst enemy.
They talk about
at the cost of not wanting to cause offence.
Yeah. Protection from men. But the thing is, we are trying to protect you from men.
Yeah.
We are trying to protect you from yourselves and other men.
Yeah.
Because we know what man can do in both good ways and bad ways.
Yeah.
But it's like, it doesn't happen until it does happen.
And like, you see all the videos online, you see from Michael McCarthy's, like some of the stuff that is going on in public, the random attacks, and call a spade a spade. Look, you know, it's ethnicity that is the difference in all these videos. It's culture.
I do know, just for the record, a lot of people are saying, oh, he done this video and it was proven that it was wrong. And this video, he's done hundreds of videos.
Hundreds and hundreds.
And like, I am sure at the time when he done the video with the information that he was given, he didn't do it to, if he had known that it was wrong, he wouldn't have put it up. I can nearly vouch for that.
Yeah, no, 100%. No. Michael is very straight and he wants to be correct.
He wants to be correct.
Yeah.
He doesn't want to spread misinformation.
No, by any means. If you talk to Michael and
these things can happen.
I've had a good few chats with Michael when he was starting out and stuff, you know, and very genuine.
Yeah.
Very genuine, very down to earth.
Yeah.
And truthfully,
more than yourself.
Yeah, like, but he's very middle ground when you're having a conversation with him. He's not like, no, it's all this, it's all, you know, he's not that way at all. Like, he's like,
I had even people accusing him of being a Scooby-Doo. I was like, you just have to talk about God, for God's sake, or in a Catholic way.
Yeah. No, it's like,
yeah, it's nuts, nuts, absolutely insane.
Fucking headbangers. But back to so the survival of things, is the world gonna? I would say, in order for them to go ahead with the likes of the CBDCs, the digital currencies and stuff, there's going to have to be a slight moment of chaos.
Yeah.
In order for this reset up to come.
Yeah.
I think
it's the reason, it's the excuse for it.
I said several years ago how they were going to push the digital ID was they were going to flood Ireland with illegal immigrants. They were going to cause a lot of societal problems, which they are.
Yes.
There's plenty of them have been caught on video running around butt naked around the streets.
Yeah.
We know this.
Yeah.
They're fighting in the iPass centres. They're robbing, they're stabbing, they're all these things. And for anyone listening, go check it out. It's facts. Like, I'm not talking shit here now.
And also, we're not saying that Irish people aren't capable of doing the same thing.
They're capable of doing it too, but not to the same degree of what's going on here.
And we don't need to be bringing in problems.
We don't need to be bringing.
We have our own.
We have enough of our own problems. We have enough of our own problems. But
and also for the record as well, it is painting decent immigrants that have come into the country that have their shoulders to the wheel, that are doing what they came here to do, have a better life, add to society, give and take, and without losing their own ethnicity.
Yes.
Try and integrate a little bit.
Yeah. But see, if you remember, most of the people coming from Eastern Europe come from very strict societies. They don't get away with that at home. They're not going to do that here. Whereas when you're coming from the barbaric places some of the rest of them are coming from, that's why you have these.
And that is the truth. They're not coming from...
Like, if you told me in the morning they're going to bring in 1 million Polish here, I'd be all for it. I'd be like, the place is going to look mint. Yeah. You know, houses are going to be built correctly. You're not going to have fucking mica scandals and all the rest.
Yes.
Things will be done to the T.
Yeah.
Like, but what I was...
And that doesn't matter. That's not a white or black thing.
No, it's not.
That's just
it's
the way they are.
It's culture. It's culture. But what I was saying there was, I had said a couple of years ago, how they bring in the digital ID is all the migrants causing these societal problems. People are crying out for, well, like, how can we police this? So they're going to say, well, if you want to go anywhere, you should have to be vetted and prove your identification and all that. So that's how I think it's going to roll out. I think they're going to bring this out as a safety act to keep track on all these bookings, right? then the rest of us are going to fall in under the guise of it.
Mm-hmm.
Now, for anyone that thinks that this is nonsense, this sort of stuff has been active in China since 2017.
Mm-hmm.
Digital ID is a thing there. It was a major thing during the COVID pandemic because if you weren't vaccinated, you couldn't access a shop, couldn't access banking, you couldn't travel through the likes of a motorway, toll bridge. Now, that went an extent further because it became a social credit score along with it.
Mm-hmm.
So if you misbehave, you say something bad against the government online, you lose credits, you can't travel as far, you can't access certain amenities in your community because your card won't work. Everything is interconnected.
Yes.
You know, you're
It's
named
like
and
having a nanny.
yeah,
It's
but
like having
you're
a
named
nanny
and shamed
station.
on a billboard. If you go through some of the big junctions, through some of the cities, it catches you by the gate of your walk. It says, "This is, this is our, one of our members of our society who is a bad person.
Okay.
They jaywalked last week, and
Jesus.
this, that, and it has a litany of stuff, and they're all constantly swiping on it.
Yeah. It's a bit like being called out of the pulpit years ago.
Exactly. And
And that was a form of to have power over you.
yeah, it's manipulation.
Control.
It was that fear.
And you know, the thing is, we were in a lovely sweet spot, late 80s, early 90s. Things were going on the up.
When people had a bit of shame.
Yeah, a bit of shame.
Bit of
and a
shame is not
cop.
very harmful. There's no fucking shame nowadays.
Yeah.
Look at social media.
Yeah, yeah,
It's scandalous.
yeah,
It's scandalous.
yeah.
If you look at all the stuff that's on social, and you're on it enough, and you know,
Yeah, I'm on it too much.
like, what's going on and how people are using attributes to their advantages and whatnot on
Yeah,
it.
yes,
Like, there's no shame.
I know. For
We are in the biggest stage of societal degeneracy I think that humankind has ever seen. Like,
Mhm.
you can talk about the parties the Greeks and the Romans had, but like,
yeah,
they were at night time behind closed doors. Like,
Yeah.
it wasn't accessible to your 12-year-old son or
yes, I know.
somebody else.
It's
Like,
nuts. Even what do you think of AI and the way it's going?
oh, but like, it's crazy.
It's crazy.
I'm not worried about replacing me or anything like
Yeah.
that, but the videos online now, even for somebody who's sharp, you'd often have to
Oh,
take
yeah.
a second glance and go, you'd have to look at how is everything merged in the background
Yes,
properly,
yes, it's
and
nuts.
it's
I
dangerous.
hate it. I hate it with a passion.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think it's going to be the ruination.
And it's biased as fuck as well.
Yeah.
Because I've asked it a few times, like, I'd be in a rush and I want to text somebody back something. Do you
Yeah.
know? So
I've never used it.
So I could voice note, you could input what you wanted to say,
Yes.
and then say to them, oh, pull up that article. I know that article was written in such and such a year. Right. And I could say for it all to do, well, now actually, I don't want you putting that out there because
Okay.
farming is bad and, you're a toxic human
Right.
male and this sort of thing. And I literally say into the phone, write this article as a conservative young Irishman, not as a faggot. And you can leave that in. I have no problem.
Yeah. Oh,
But-
nothing
but,
is taken
but,
out.
but it will always pull you to the left. It's like a car with a puncture on the left. It wants to be in the ditch. It
Right, okay.
wants you in the ditch. Like, it's like,
Yeah.
no, come back over here.
I hate it because I think it's the ruination of authentic creativity. I really do. And apart from that, the dangers of it, what it's doing with people, women. I've daughters. If what it's doing to women,
Yeah.
and the thing is, it'll be women that'll be giving out about it, but it's us that are trying to protect the women.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's
I was-
crazy.
There's that whole thing about the OnlyFans and the porn industry and everything. You'll always hear a lot of people saying, oh, well, they wouldn't do it if the men weren't there to watch it. But if you weren't doing it, the men would have nothing to watch.
Yeah, it is. It is.
But that OnlyFans and everything, I think that
Swings
really,
and
that
roundabouts.
really made a big fuck of the world in the
Yeah.
last couple of years. Like,
See who get rich quick.
yeah,
Get your tits out.
yeah, it's wrong. God love the fathers that are looking at them.
I
like,
know.
and the worst thing I've ever seen is like, I wouldn't be following any of them sort of people. Like, I have no interest in that stuff. To me, it's fucking
The thing about it is,
We'll just touch on this thing.
yeah,
Have you seen where they've been putting their dads up for these interviews? I'm proud of my daughter.
no,
Like, oh, isn't whatever great? Like, she bought her house. And she's doing it.
jeez.
I would rather live in a sewer
Mm,
than think that my daughter was on OnlyFans.
mm-hmm,
I would think now you'd be pretty on target
Mhm,
with that as
mhm.
well.
absolutely.
Like,
And we
who
don't. Yeah,
applauds this? Like,
yeah, no. I know it's, but it's always going to be there. There's nothing we can do about it now. It has been prostitution is the oldest. It is the oldest job in the world.
Yeah.
And it's always, but there was something nostalgic about the old way of doing it. And I do, and the thing is, it's the degradation of young masculinity as well. Because why would you go out and get a woman for yourself when you can watch it?
See, this is the major problem.
As good as nearly as good as the real thing.
Like they're pulling the skin flute off themselves now, and they don't go out talking to women. Like this is why we're heading, like we're on the top. It's like a roller coaster. We're on the top and we're about to go down.
Yeah.
Like demographically.
Yeah.
Like the birth rates are declining all the time. Like you'll hear all that nonsense out of them that the world's overpopulated. And that, like, we know that's a lie.
Yeah.
We know factually it's a lie. Like, it's not overpopulated. It's underpopulated. The likes of your age group.
Yeah. Well, I done my bit for it anyway.
Yeah, we know you done your bit for it. But the likes of your age group could struggle to have a carer when you're in a nursing home.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder about your age group, my age group, and definitely just the age group after me.
Yeah.
And we're going to run into a real problem with that.
Mm-hmm.
It's like somebody said to me lately, where do you think it all went wrong? And like I jokingly said, oh, when they give women the vote, you know, this sort of
yes.
thing. But I said, they're really...
But he's right.
Yeah.
Joke.
The joke and not a joke. Like liberal white women have, like the world has drastically changed due to, you know, forced liberalism.
Yeah.
Because it wasn't about what we're achieving.
It was made to become cool.
Yeah, but it wasn't about what we're achieving. It became, I'm doing it to spite you.
Mm-hmm.
And when that became the trend, but really I was like, for the Irish, because we're getting so low numbers in our own country,
mm-hmm.
When the church got rid of artificial contraception and saying that was a no-go, like,
mm-hmm.
when they said, you know, oh, that was when it all went wrong. Because we went from having families of 5 and 7 to having 1.5 per family.
Interesting.
Like, that's the way they break it down. Whereas if we had stayed on the trajectory we were going, lads like my age now wouldn't be outnumbered in our own country.
Okay.
Because don't forget, I'm outnumbered.
Yeah.
I'm turning 32 this summer. Like, as a 32-year-old Irish man in Ireland, there is less of me than there is non-nationals of my same age category.
Okay.
Now, we know that's a lot to do with a lot of the lads are going to Oz.
Yeah.
And America and places like that.
And a lot of them will stay there.
And a lot of them will stay there. But a lot of it has to do with there wasn't enough of us born. Because typically, if you think about it this way, I would have probably had 2 or 3 brothers.
Very interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah,
think your dad's family. They probably
6.
Scattered them. Yeah.
6 on both sides.
Yeah. So, like, typically, I should have 2 or 3 brothers and maybe 2 or 3 sisters.
Yes.
And we don't have that.
What we should do is...
Now, my age group don't want the kids at all.
No, because everything is too nice and convenient.
But it's not that. They're selfish. But they were also programmed from a very young age. You don't want kids.
Yeah.
There's too many people in the world.
Yeah.
Kids are a drag. Like, the average person my age, when you think about it, most of them are actually really only coming away from education now, 30 years of age, which is...
That's true as well.
Shocking. Like, there's an awful lot of them there who were career students for years. They went and they came back and then, you know, this kind of... Like, a lot of them are only... Like, a lot of the people I went to school are only getting rolling now.
Yeah.
Whereas their parents were up and rolling 21, 22, 23,
right.
Married, probably a baby on the way, had the house bought. And the rest of them listen to this at home, oh, well, that was different. Their time was too expensive, this, that, and the other. There was opportunity 8 years ago to buy a house in the countryside from anywhere from 50 to 120,000 euro.
Yeah.
But you didn't want the house. You wanted to build this big fuck off house that you can't pay for.
Okay.
But there was a grand bungalow there, or a dormer, that some old couple had died in, maybe a little bit of fixing up needed, sitting on a 1/4 acre, that were available there at the 120 grand mark. Like,
just didn't want to put in the work.
No.
Too soft.
But as well as that, because, like, we've been programmed not to want it.
That's what I mean about convenience. People don't want to put in the effort.
No. But like Ireland, like, our trajectory is shocking.
Yeah.
And the unfortunate fact, there is no pulling it back now.
See, I felt that a few years ago, and that's why I started.
Yeah.
I started creating babies.
Yeah.
We need to do that more. We need to go head out now and go a city.
But I watched even John McGurk, I listened to John McGurk lately. He was on the Niall Boylan show, and fairness to John, and I like John because he's factual.
Okay.
Whether you like him or not, he has the facts out there. Whether you believe those facts are correct or not is your own thing. But himself and Niall battled it out about the demographic of Ireland, our declining birth rate and whatnot. And John spelled it out that if every 20-year-old in Ireland today got married, had 6 babies, And we'd done that for X amount of generations. We still couldn't fix it.
Yeah.
And what part of this conversation was over the auto-enrollment for, this new pension scheme.
I didn't.
So, like, basically, you and your employer now are paying into a pension fund.
Okay.
Because we all know there's not going to be pensions.
Yes.
The state can't afford it.
Yeah.
We've given all the money to Ukraine and the migrants lying up in the IPAS centre.
Which is great if we look after ourselves first.
Comes back to as well. Once upon a time, there was 10 workers to every one person over the pension age.
Yeah.
It was 10 workers to one person retired. That's not going to be the case in the future. Like now it's 10 to 1. It's not now, okay, before anyone comes back about the figures. We know it's not. But it's getting that way.
Yes.
So they're coming back on the one street to overtake each other.
And no country can survive that.
No.
Or supply that.
And the problem is when you start having the conversation from a political aspect of what solves these problems, like what actually solves these problems, because people are very good to say that the government are stupid. The government are not stupid. The government have systematically destroyed our country in the last 10 years.
Knowingly.
Deliberately. It is their agenda. You have to understand that is the European agenda.
People don't grasp that. When I do my videos, that's sometimes
do you not realise that they're stupid? No, they're not. They're very what is
cerebral?
No, they're very concise in what they're doing.
Mm-hmm.
It's strategic. They are destroying our country and have deliberately done so for 10 years.
Why?
Plus. Because we're such a strong nation.
Mm-hmm.
We are one of the strongest nations in the world. Whether, like, the potential we have economically is unbelievable. People saying we need to be attached to Europe. We do not need to be attached to Europe. Not 1 ounce of it. Yeah. We need to exit Europe.
You say all of what Europe have given to us. We've given back more to Europe.
We've given more money to Europe. Like, they're on about farmers, all the payments to farmers. Who the fuck do you think pays it?
Yeah.
We are paying it in to take it out.
Yeah. Yeah.
But we pay more in than we take out.
And the fisheries will have done that for years.
Yeah.
What we've given Europe in fisheries has paid for everything.
Yeah. Yeah. And like all the rest of it. But when you start talking about how to fix it, people get triggered immediately because they're like, oh, you're a Nazi. They're Nazi ideas. Or they're Gaddafi ideas. That's them ideas gone too far.
Yeah.
But if you look at Gaddafi in Libya, for an example,
that's right.
Okay? And already there's people's hair standing up.
Yes.
With me just saying that.
Yeah.
Calm down, fucking listen to what I'm going to say. Right?
The
man was a lunatic.
I'll stop you there. What's happening there is now people they're not listening to you to understand. They're listening to you to load up.
To load up and react.
Yeah.
So stop typing in the comment section and listen, Petal, right? Snowflakes don't melt. Now, the ideas were good. The man driving them was bad.
Mm-hmm.
But he wanted to have an African coin, an African currency that was backed by gold, which is what every country needs.
Mm-hmm.
The reason we don't have currencies backed by gold is what has ruined the world. We are printing more money than actually exists.
Mm-hmm.
This is putting us into a hyperinflation period, yada, yada. But come back to his policies on single mothers, young families, housing, healthcare. Ireland could run very efficiently if we adopted some of those ideas, and we could fix not just our population, but our society quality. Our quality of life would improve if we stop dumping money to the Ukrainians, stop dumping money to Africa and all these other causes when we can't look after our own at home. There's nearly 20,000 homeless people in Ireland. There should not be one person homeless in Ireland.
No, none.
And people will go,
well, for years.
Look, they're alcohols, they're junkies. It's not always the case. People have hard times. I don't think there should be anybody homeless in Ireland. But there needs to be a case that, there's a way to support those people. A lot of those people who are homeless could have been prevented from being homeless if it wasn't for some of the taxes involved in Ireland. Some of the way, and people say, well, you have to pay tax. Yes, you do have to pay tax. And there's other ways to collect tax that are not as damaging to people in such lump sums.
Especially young people.
Young people, but in such lump sums. Like in a lot of cases in Ireland, it's a big grab. Whereas if you just have to pay a little bit here and there and everywhere, it'll all amount to the correct amount.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like, I always laughed about taxing cars in Ireland. Like, that's nonsense. We pay so much tax on fuel. There shouldn't be a tax on the car of itself.
Yeah. That is true, yeah, 100%.
The tax on fuel is scandalous in Ireland.
Oh, it's extortionate.
Remember, it's tax.
That's what I said about
the tax itself is taxed.
I made the joke about Trump landing in Shannon yesterday.
Oh, I seen that. That was
Yeah,
that was
yeah, it was
positive
good.
thinking. That was brilliant. I love that.
I said when he seen the prices, he said, "Fuck this,
Yeah.
we'll head off home
Yeah.
and chance it."
Yeah, but chance
because it was cheaper to invade Venezuela for
Yeah.
their fuel.
Yeah. But like if we had proper incentives in this country for young couples buying a home, you could fix everything.
Yeah.
But people need to come to the realization they don't want to do that.
Yeah.
It's like the farmers get so upset with me. Like I've always been one, let's get out of Europe.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So we can't survive without it. But if you had a proper regulatory system, a regulator in Ireland that controlled the cost of what you're buying, whether it's the feed, the diesel, and if they were all properly regulated, that they weren't shafting us. Right? You proper regulator on the beef sector then, and the abattoirs and the Goodman and all that sort of stuff, right? And you balance the system correctly, there would be enough in it for everyone.
Mm-hmm.
And there's them telling you that other nations wouldn't buy Irish beef because we weren't in Europe is bollocks.
Yeah.
We are renowned worldwide for having the best produce.
I done another video and I said that we spent 100 years building up a food chain that is one of the most respected and sought after in the world.
Yeah.
Just to fuck it away.
Just to fuck it away. But you see, they're all too fond of the tit, like.
Yeah.
They love the tit. You've seen them all out in Athlone. They love that tit.
Yeah.
And to get people off the tit is very hard.
Mm-hmm. I like a bit of tit myself.
Yeah, I'd be fond of it too. But you stay too long on it, you'll end up with buck teeth.
Yes.
Right? But that's what I think upsets the likes of me and maybe Michael McCarthy and maybe the likes of yourself.
Mm-hmm.
We know the possibility is there.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But the consciousness among the general Joe Soap in Ireland is not of that.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Oh, 100%, because that's what they're being fed.
Yeah, that's what they're being fed by.
Getting back to the homelessness and how there should be, at the very least, there's going to be some homelessness in the cities.
Yeah.
There should be next to no homelessness in this country.
No.
We are a small island surrounded by water, right? We used to have an Irish community that had people from other countries in it, and they were integrated in and they felt at home, and that's how it should be. We had this community, a family community in Ireland, where if someone fell into hard times, well, then they were brought into another house of the family and looked after. If both parents died with young kids, they were looked after by someone else in the family, and no one was put out on the street. Simple as that.
But like
even the people that done bad things were looked after by their family.
But look at the real lunacy of it. If you provided yourself your own home on your own land, they take that off you too. You look at that. Remember a man in South Tip, Sean's cabin?
Yes.
The loveliest little cabin. Done to the nines.
I heard about that, but it was nearly over by the time I heard about it.
Done to the nines. And because he hadn't done some particular thing regards the council, they wanted to knock it. So here you have a man. He's in his 50s, maybe 60s. Has provided himself accommodation. Done to a very nice quality now, Steve. You'd live in this, no problem. Lovely cabin. Lovely little site made out. All nice gravel around the bits of fencing and all that. Like real tidy. Something you'd see in like Switzerland or somewhere like that. Real nice. They decided, no, you're not doing that. So they wanted to take his home, jail him, knock the home, and create a homeless person that then they wouldn't provide for.
Yeah. They've created the problem.
How much of, like, where is anyone within that county council, within that locality, who can't pull whoever wrote that original paperwork and stand up in his shoes and say, listen here, buddy, now it's time for you to back down. We've lost that grit in society majorly as well in Ireland. Ireland are gone soft. And the ones of us there that have that bit of grit, that bit of bite, we are demonized.
Oh, demonized.
And we're demonized by lesser men.
Yeah.
That's what I don't like. If you stand up nowadays and you are having a verbal confrontation with someone, and then let's say it was about to escalate to an altercation. I'm not talking about pub stuff. That's irrelevant. That's silly shit. What I'm talking, if the guards were at your gate or the council or, we've seen all sorts of things go on in Ireland in the last few years. But the people will demonize the person defending their property, their rights, their children, their family. We demonize them.
But then people that are doing the demonizing as well, if you met them in the street, they would not say,
no, they wouldn't.
Boo to a goose.
No, they wouldn't. No.
I can 100% guarantee it.
Like, look, because I've been quite controversial now, and I get an awful lot of slack online and whatnot, and you get some very interesting messages. I've been sent screenshots of my Google location of the farm and all sorts of things.
No need to worry.
People intimidating me. I've had my photo taken in public and said I'm always watching you, kind of thing, off anonymous accounts, and I've said to them all the same thing: step up.
Yeah, I've said, listen, if you want to thrash it out, and I mean this verbally, if you want to thrash it out, I'll meet you, no problem.
Yeah,
come on the podcast.
Yeah, but they won't.
No, absolutely not.
No,
100%.
No.
Now there's one or two of them, and I hope they're watching this. There's one or two that said that they will come on the podcast, and I will hold them to that.
Yeah.
100%. We'll see. It's very easy to say that on the computer behind a screen and say all these things, but when it comes down to it, are you willing to put your face to it?
And do you know who I'm equally as mad at now, and I think you'll appreciate this one. There's an awful lot of very clever people on what we'll call our side of the fence, like really smart, clever people that hide in the shadows. And if they just come out, the amount of people that inspire would be unbelievable.
Yes.
And educate people.
And that's what it's about.
You know, it's like the biggest confusion nowadays is this right and wrong. There's nobody, don't mind this right and wrong. It's educate us. If you know better, tell me better.
That's what I said. I said this in an altercation last night. If you think you have a better way, come here and
show me
and
Tell
explain
me.
it. Tell me what I'm doing wrong.
Yeah.
Because the majority of people are agreeing with me. So tell us what we're doing wrong.
Yeah, but it's like I was on an X Spaces lately. I was asked to go on and talk about kind of farming and young men in Ireland, just a range of topics. But some of the people come out of the shadows because the public can come on and talk to you if they request it.
Okay.
Like there's a couple of people come on and talk. I'm like, why aren't you above the doll? Like, so you're a genius. Like you're really clued in. You're a great speaker. Like, why aren't you more prominent in society? Because you have the ability. Like, and to me, that's a real pity. And they were the same. And I go back to the COVID thing again. It's like people come to me, I agree with what you're saying, but like I'm not going to say that.
Yeah.
Like, and the amount of kind of celebrity type people in Ireland at the time that reached out to me, and I says, just fuck off. Don't go there.
Yeah.
I was like, you're the one who's letting us look crazy.
Oh yeah.
Because if we're all out here.
The same with the Enoch Burke thing, and I don't want to keep bringing up the Enoch Burke situation, but it's hot news.
What Enoch?
The amount of teachers and people that are in education that have commented to me that we completely agree. Now, don't use this online, and you know, I want to remain anonymous.
Yeah.
And we completely agree, but we're petrified to say petrified to say anything.
Fuck them.
Yeah. Well, I wouldn't say that. They're obviously fair.
I'll say fuck them.
Yeah. I've been more softer.
It's across everything, though.
Yeah.
You know, it doesn't matter what. If we'll think of any other kind of Enoch, any other kind of whistleblower, whatever you like, and the people in the shadows. Oh, he's great. What he's doing, you know.
Yeah.
Like, fuck you.
Okay.
What good are you?
Yeah, that's true.
What good are you?
Yeah. Well, I'd be a little bit kinder than that.
I know.
Me in general.
But you're a nicer person than I am. I'm not like, and I'm no mistake. I would say I'm a good person. I'm not a nice person.
Yeah.
But to be good and authentic is very different than being nice.
Yeah.
Nice person.
I'm probably too nice.
Everyone wants people to think they're nice. I couldn't give a fuck.
Okay. I might go down that route.
My thing's always if you look unapproachable, nobody approaches you.
Yeah. I actually had this conversation with my Grace, my daughter, today, because she notices that a lot of people come up wanting pictures or whatever, and she says, do you ever get sick of it? I said, no. And she said, I wouldn't mind. She said, but you've a resting bitch face.
What a statement.
So you're like, but we had a laugh about it because my other daughter said the same thing a few years ago as well. And I done a video about it. But I am actually very approachable, but I do have this sullen look, and it's not because I'm unapproachable. I don't want people coming up to me. It's just I don't want to be like, oh, look at me.
Yeah.
You know, I hate that.
No, I don't like that myself. The fakeness, like.
Yeah.
No, I have to say, like for all the bad people that have come up to me in the last few years, like the amount of genuine souls that come up to you is amazing.
Yeah.
Do you know, and the people you get
there's some brilliant people too.
The people you get to talk to, and the opportunities you get from being online as well. Like, do you know,
you have a very good friend, James Conway.
Yeah. Myself and James got Paddy. Like prior to maybe the last 2 years, there's been kind of crossovers through different people if you get me, but we'd
Yeah.
never quite linked. And he asked me up to go. Was it? I went up to him one time, or I met him at a protest or something. We kind of got really clicky that way then.
Yeah. I do plan to bring him on, and that's going to absolutely melt the Reddit soy boys.
Yeah.
You know, but before he comes on, I do want to lighten it up a little bit.
To say like about James, like everyone's quick to say all the bad about James, but like start looking at the good of James.
Yeah. But like,
and I tell you, the bad of James is not bad. Like,
yeah, the more than yourself. He was saying these things probably even more so 5 or 6 years ago.
Yeah. But it's the bad of James. What you look at is something you wouldn't be willing to do. Because again, I'm going to come back to it. James is a good man, but he's not a nice man, and there is a very big difference.
And he's proud of that.
And he's damn proud of it.
Yeah, damn proud of it.
I'm proud to call him my friend.
Yes.
And I have lots of other friends like James that are not in the public eye.
Yes.
And I'd give me 20 of them lads any day. Because
Yes.
we know where we stand. And it's the saying that if me and James are not aligned all the time.
Yeah.
Like we'd have arguments over political views and economic views and all these farming views, whatever you like. But the beauty when you sit down with somebody who you know is very straight and very authentic in themselves, and like if they say what they think, they mean what they say, you know that we have to keep this conversation level because we both know where it can go.
Yes, 100%.
And we're both conscious of that.
And has gone.
With lads, right? But there's something very nice about sitting with that.
Yeah.
Whereas you could go and sit with some lefty liberal and they're like having a little tantrum and it's like, buddy, you've never got a puck in the jaw and it shows.
Yes. And
because you don't know how to regulate yourself and be respectful when talking to someone, whether you like what they're saying or not.
Yeah.
But when you're in the presence of other people that are zero bullshit, it makes everything very nice, very calm. You can have a discussion. When you're dealing with those,
and we need more people in Ireland like that. The people in Ireland that it's the person has gone out of my head. It was an English diplomat or an English person who said he'd fight behind any Englishman, any other nation, bar the Irish. And he was asked why. He said because he said one Irishman is worth 50 Englishmen.
Yeah. But
them people are gone.
They're gone. But they were demonized by our society. Do you know, it's toxic masculinity. And the ones saying it half the time are outside boys, as you say. Because they're not willing to step up to play. And it comes back to all these things. Look, you're better off
insecurity.
But you're better off to be a warrior in a garden than the gardener in the war. And there's too many lads walking around with beards that think that a beard is a certification of being a man. A beard does not make you a man. And you know that as well as I do.
100%.
But there's one thing I'd like to say about James, because James has been very good to me and we've great conversations. The lads were over in the UK all week doing a tour, got a great welcome whenever they went. James is very smart, very well read.
Oh, you can't take that away from him.
You can't take that away from him. And he's great foresight. And what he's done in like the farm, and like you should go, anyone who's interested, and definitely you should check this out because it's up your neck to it. Like the Homesteaders Hoolie last summer, he's the festival there on his own farm.
In Australia.
He brings everyone into his farm, has a festival, you can camp up there. He's all kinds of, it was great crack.
It reminded me
Did you see
olden times.
Horses?
Of olden times. Brilliant.
Going around on the two plough horses and like just...
Before we finish, we lighten it up again, and this isn't going to be the last time I have you up here. What are the plans for Morris?
For life?
For the Long Acre?
At the moment, I don't know. I'm in a bit of a no man's land at the moment.
But you are content.
I'm very content. But I'm like, there's lots of things I want to do. What way is the world going to play out? Not entirely sure. You know, I still tip away. I do a bit of merch online.
Yes.
I done the beef and I had
shout out for the merch, Long Acre, check it out.
I had little problems with the farm shop at the time, but I'm constantly working on things in the background.
But you have a full-time job as well?
Oh yeah, I work full-time, yeah. I work as a tyre fitter.
Yeah, big tyres.
Yeah, I'll give you a photo to put in there me with a tyre or whatever.
Yeah. You've stopped doing the videos and they were like ACMR or ASMR.
Yeah.
They were just
I do them when I feel like it, you know, in fairness to my boss. And I work
getting back to before the boss, it's the bit where you sometimes you do the lighter and the flame pops.
Yeah, don't do that at home. That's very dangerous. It's a fine art what we do when we're doing that. You have to know the measurement. Like.
Yeah.
People die at tires all the time.
Yeah.
Tire fitting is a very dangerous job. People need to be aware of that.
Yeah.
Because it's the same as a bomb, and it's not necessarily something hitting you. It's actually the shockwave. It ruptures you internally and you bleed out. So yeah, tires, be very, very careful.
Okay.
I've been very lucky. I've had a couple of close calls, but
Right.
you have to be so careful with them. But yeah, I'm lucky. I work for the Nina Tire Centre. My boss, you know, I'm not taking those videos every day of the week or something.
Mm-hmm.
If I went off and it was kind of, I knew I had the time that I can do a bit of swapping and changing and show the big tires and stuff like that, I'll do it. But it's not the whole ethos of the Long Acre.
Yes, of course.
And it's always amazing the amount of support you get when you put up stuff like that.
Yeah.
Because people appreciate it.
Yeah.
People like seeing work.
And they do.
Whether it's on the farm, like I remember a video before me doing the footpaths on the house.
Yeah.
Doing the concrete, and you know, I was scratching it out, putting in the line. People were like, "Oh, this is great. How'd you learn how to do this?" It's like, well, I've done a bit of concreting with a lad years ago, and you pick up all these things. And I always say, skills piggyback off other skills.
Yes.
If you're brave,
if
you're willing to try it, if you're willing,
I'm willing to learn.
Yeah,
I'm willing to listen as well.
Yeah,
people have lost the ability to listen.
Yeah,
to people that know what they're doing and have been doing it all their lives.
But sure, as I said, lads,
YouTube has a lot to.
Lads nowadays, they haven't had to wipe their arse.
Yeah.
Whereas, like, I'm not.
Speaking of that, you did get a toilet in the house.
I have a toilet in the house. I have. So, SW Electrics from the north there, they put in a solar system for me.
Yeah.
So I have a fully solar system, batteries, a whole lot now. Okay. So I'm fully off grid. I've no ESP.
That's incredible.
But I'd done the 2 years, no power.
Yeah, I know you did.
And
but there's something.
But it's very good for you.
Yeah. There's something very powerful about that and earthly.
If I wasn't going to be the biggest farmer in Ireland, kind of thing, or if I wasn't going to be involved in farming in Ireland and it wasn't for family and everything, I would be up the back arse of Alaska and nobody would ever saw me again.
Yeah.
I would have went full Dick Pernicky was the man's name.
Okay.
I remember watching the early videos when I was very young, videos of him on YouTube on an old big desktop computer, and I was like, that is just unbelievable. Went up to Alaska, 50 years of age, built a cabin in the woods and lived there for 30 odd years.
Yeah.
Just in the woods, and his brother used to call up every couple of months with a plane and drop him in a bit of beans and rice, and
Jesus,
just lived. And
that'd be French toast wet dream.
That's my wet dream, like, you know. But you have to be very comfortable consciously with yourself to be even close to that. Like,
yeah,
you're going to have a lot of rows with yourself.
Yeah,
to get to that stage of just being able to.
Yeah,
be content, because the hardest person to deal with is yourself. Like, but if you can,
the biggest fight you'll ever have is with yourself.
If you can battle that fella and come to terms with all that's gone on in your life, like, you know,
and draw that contentment,
the good, the bad, and the ugly, and be grateful for all the bad.
Yeah.
And what it made you and how it made you.
Well, I always said that you won't know the highs unless you've seen the lows.
Yeah.
Or felt the lows.
Yeah. You know, like I've definitely had a very, very blessed life, but some parts of it were darker than the abyss itself. Yeah,
but they made you strong, and they made you the person.
Like, I've really, in the last couple of years now, I really went, I'm fucking lucky this all happened to me, because it's made me rock solid. Like,
made you Morris.
Yeah, made me Morris. That's the way to be.
Morris, thank you so much.
It's been great being up. We've scattered all over the place.
Yes, listen, it was
enjoyable.
Beautiful.
Another one and that whenever you want.
Listen, guys, thank you so much for listening to this. If you've got to the end of the podcast, if you have and you enjoyed it, tell everyone. If you didn't, tell absolutely no one. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel as well. That's most important. And let us know in the comments whether they be good or bad. Hopefully they're good. Till the next time, stay safe, stay healthy, and stay away from yourself.
Yeah.
Good luck.